The topic I chose to do was music and dance. And in that topic, I chose to focus on the 20th century period of music and dance. I chose Trapeze, which was composed in 1924 by Sergei Prokofiev. And I chose this piece because I wanted to show a piece that reflects what he took away from his influences from previous Russian composers that also did great work in their time. I felt like this composer was perfect to choose for this topic because he had so many great influences that created significant pieces when you talk about music and dance, specifically ballets and its history. And so I wanted to reflect on what his take was entering the more modern stage of music and dance, and being able to take older influences and using his own musical innovation and musical intelligence to create something new. Sergei Prokofiev was born April 23rd, 1891 in the Ukraine in the Russian Empire, and he died March 5th, 1953 in Moscow, Russia. He was a Russian composer and wrote in many different musical genres. Some of these genres were symphonies, concertis, film music, operas, ballets, sonatas, and program pieces. Some of his greater works were Peter and the Wolf, Allah and Lali, Alexander Nevsky, and one of his more famous ones that was towards the beginning of his career, Piano Concerto No. 1 in D-flat major. He grew up in a village and his family were agriculturists. He grew up in a peasant life. His mother was a pianist and used to take him to see operas all the time. Sergei made his first public appearance in a performance as a pianist in 1908 at Evenings of Contemporary Music. Then he later appeared as a composer at the Moscow Summer Symphony season of 1911 and 1912. During these times, he studied a lot of compositions that were composed by Igor Stravinsky, another famous Russian composer. He mainly chose to focus on the early ballets that he composed, and this helped him understand his talent and what he wanted to bring as a musical innovator to become a composer. However, his number one musical influence was Sergei Diaghilev. He composed very famous ballets, and this also inspired Prokofiev. Lots of other factors play into how he composed growing up. He was living in Russia, and he had a particular interest for Russian poets and Russian artists, as well as other modern artists that were famous and gaining fame during the time he was alive. He composed great pieces during his time and is seen as a musical innovator from his early years composing to even after he passed. He contributed many great pieces and is seen as a significant figure in music and dance history.